Hi everyone, I'm Barb Streeter for the RDRV channel. We're in the Conway Glass Studios today and I'm going to show you how to make this decorative soldering notebook. We're going to go through all the steps from start to finish, all the tools you need, the supplies, and then at the end of the video we're going to start our notebook with the rope/bamboo design. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit the like button and follow us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the end of the video to show you how to make this beautiful bamboo design. Hi guys, the first thing we want to do today is gather our materials. I want you to get your safety glasses, your glove, your ventilation going, your fan going, your exhaust going. I want you to get ready, use the regular tools you use, and then we're going to add a few specialty things to it and start our project. First thing we're going to do is cut 8 to 10 1-inch by 10-inch pieces of 1/8-inch glass. It can be any color, it can be clear. Just use your scraps and go ahead and cut those up, and those will be ground and foiled, and then we'll make our notebook out of those pieces. I want you to also, while you're doing that, make sure you have 1/4 inch copper foil, so get that ready. You're going to need your rheostat. You're going to need your soldering iron. It should be a lightweight soldering iron. So make sure you have a nice long cord because you're going to be maneuvering it. So you need something lightweight. And you'll need ruby flux and 60/40 solder. Ruby flux is a water-based flux, so you'll be able to see your work easier. If you use a gel flux, it kind of hides your work. So use a nice clean water-based flux, and we use ruby flux. So we want to make sure that we get those pieces ground and foiled, clean them well, and foil them with 1/4 inch copper foil. Our next step will be to tack solder all those pieces together, just a dab of flux and a dab of solder. Then we're going to tin the entire notebook, both sides, the top, the bottom, and hold that notebook together. We don't want a flat seam. What we want is a tinned seam. And you'll be able to see the demarcation between the pieces of glass. So it's not a flat seam, it's a tinned seam. And that's what we'll be using for this bamboo. Different textures start with a different bead. So this texture, the bamboo texture, starts with a tinned seam. So you want to clean up your notebook, make it look nice and neat because you're going to be using this over and over again. You don't need a lot of extra solder hanging around. So get usually on the ends, the solder's kind of gunky, so just flatten it out and make it nice and neat. So you can see there my 1040A, real lightweight. Along the way, you're going to want to make sure that you keep that soldering tip clean, because if you don't, it's going to gunk up and kind of muck up your work a little bit. And I'll show you how to clean it up too. If you make that mistake, don't worry. Just start over and keep your tip clean, because sometimes it will get messy. So I clean up my notebook, and let's get ready to start the bamboo texture. At this point, it's cooled off. Turn your iron down to 90%. We're going to be working a little bit cooler, and that allows us to add that texture. Flux that seam generously with your little short flux brush, and go in from a 90-degree angle with 1/8 inch of solder. Go down and up, down and up. When I first started the process, I used the side of the soldering iron. I didn't realize it was going to make a better bead if I went flat down. So when I finished that first line, I said, you know what? I think I'm doing it wrong. So I went back and read the directions, and I was doing it wrong. And so I put my iron flat down, and I was able to have a better repetition, a better bead, and so I was really happy after that. So the second row, I always like to do 2 rows. My first row I can look at and say, oh yeah, this is where I made this mistake. Like right here, I have too much solder on that seam, so we're just going to erase it real quick. let it cool, and then you'll go back and add your texture. Make sure your tip is clean, because that was the problem. My tip wasn't clean and it just gunked up that seam. So down, and just let it spread out, but not enough to hit the other little bead. So the size of your bamboo is regulated by the size of your tip. So bigger bamboo, use a bigger tip. The reason we use 1/4 inch foil is because we want enough surface to work on. So that 1/4 inch foil gives us a little bit more surface to work on. You could even go with 1/2 inch copper foil if you want it. It just depends on what you're doing and what your technique, what you're trying to achieve in your piece. This can be a rope texture. You could call this a rope texture. So right here you see exactly what I was talking about. My iron is pulled up, too much solder, and I need to get it off of there. So you can see it. It's kind of built up right there. And I probably did that when I tinned it. I didn't tin it correctly. Or it could be because my iron had some junk on it. So we're going to finish this row, and then we're going to apply patina to the row that doesn't look as good as the other one, because I usually apply patina to the first row, because usually my first row has a few mistakes, and the second row I want to save it because I want to come back and I want to add more texture to it next week. So we're saying, apply patina to one. You can leave them both with no patina. You can use copper patina if you prefer. It's up to you. However you want it to look, if you want to experiment, that's what the notebook is for. So this was really fun, y'all. Next week we're going to learn, I think we're going to do pearls and hammered. And those are two real easy techniques, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with them. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next week at the live stream. If you have any questions, bring your questions to the live stream, and we'll be happy to answer them. Hey guys, that was fun, wasn't it? Next video, we'll be showing you how to make some other designs. We're going to add a new design on 2 more rows in the next video. Also, I'm going to show you how you can use these designs as backgrounds. So stay tuned, subscribe so you don't miss a single video, and we love y'all. Thank you for watching the RDRV channel.